Welcome to Jaguar News and Views. I'm Tori Overus.
And I'm Tegan Hebner. We are your anchors for today's show.
Jaguar News and Views is produced by the first-year public speaking students here at Thomas Jefferson in association with the production staff at Wjag.
Today's show includes Gage Stanton and Morgan Haffenden with Scores and Sports, Devin Berg and Abby Toe with Jaguar Top 10 List, and Kefren Jess with Of Note.
Today's show also features Spencer with Jaguar of the Week, and let's go to Keaton with our public service announcement.
Thanks, Tori. So many people have switched jobs, got new jobs, or are looking for a job during this COVID season. That's why I'm here to give you a few tips on interviews. Be honest. This is my first tip about an interview, because if you're honest at your interview, you can act just like you want to at work and be yourself. Number 2, don't get too stressed. Everybody's stressed when they go for an interview, and that's pretty much expected. So don't get overly stressed, because everyone is. Number 3, do some research into the company. See if the company's views align up with your own. Maybe they might even ask you a few questions about it. Number 4, don't be late. Set a good precedent for being on time so that they can gain your trust. Number 5, you can learn from every interview. Maybe you do screw up, but the odds that you do another interview are very high. So use your mistakes to learn from them. These are a few tips about interviews. Back to you, Tegan.
Thank you, Keaton. I'll be sure to keep calm next time I have an interview. Now on to Kefren Jess with this week's Of Note.
Thank you, Tegan. I'm going to be reviewing the movie Back to the Future for today. Back to the Future is a science fiction and comedy movie about a teenager from 1985 named Marty McFly who was accidentally sent back to 1955 in a time machine that was invented by his friend Doc Brown. When he's in 1955, Marty must find a way to get back to his own time without changing anything that's supposed to happen, like whether his parents will ever meet or not. The movie is rated PG, so it's a movie that kids and adults alike can enjoy. The movie is for anyone who's big into sci-fi or time travel, anyone who wants to have a good laugh, or just someone who wants to enjoy a good story. Film critic Roger Ebert says that Back to the Future works with charm, brains, and a lot of laughter. I would personally give the movie a 5 out of 5 and definitely say go watch it if you haven't, or if you have seen it, go watch it again. Anyways, back to you, Tori.
Thank you, Kefren, for reviewing such a classic film. Now let's go to Spencer Lilla with a comment on what to do with the Electoral College.
Democracy is under siege. Our nation's principles are being choked by elitism and lust for power. The Electoral College is a remnant of elitist and anti-worker attitudes among the Founding Fathers. It is a threat to democracy and should be abolished. The Constitutional Convention first established the college to remove final control of the presidency from the people. The framers feared that if the common people voted, they would destroy the nation. To protect us from ourselves, a body that chose the president was established. Wealthy owners had final control. This body was the Electoral College, and it persists today. Aren't you grateful that the rich took that responsibility on themselves? If we are to value the ideals of our republic, the people must have a say. Popular democracy is the only way forward as a nation conceived in liberty. Need convincing? The college is free to vote their conscience and completely ignore the desires of their constituents. The Electoral College is also appointed by the political parties, leaving them immune to popular rebuke. To make matters worse, this body isn't even competent. Appointment comes from nepotism, not talent. In conclusion, it's time to wake up. The Electoral College is rotten and must be excised. For the sake of democracy itself, the people must take back the powers that were stolen from them.
Well, that sure convinced me. Now let's go to Gage Stanton and Morgan Haffenden for boys and girls scores and sports, respectively.
Thanks, Tori. We sure had a lot of interesting games this week. Last Tuesday, the 15th, our very own boys varsity basketball team slammed home a victory against Chaska, winning 56-54. On Friday, the 18th, the boys basketball team squared off again, this time against Benilde, with the boys crushing it 64-52. The boys varsity hockey team also had a game that night, winning with a tremendous score of 5-1. On Tuesday, the 22nd, the boys varsity basketball team played Kennedy and ended up winning an extremely close victory with a final score of 58-57. Way to go, Jags. Now to Morgan with the girls' scores in sports.
Thank you, Gage. What's going on in Jefferson's girls' sports? The girls' hockey season just came to an end, and the girls' basketball team played Benilde St. Margaret's. It was a very close game, with Jefferson at 59 points and Benilde St. Margaret's at 61 points. Tough loss for Jefferson, but a super close game. Great job, Jags. Spring is just around the corner. What does this mean? Get ready and keep an eye out for girls' spring sports. Golf, lacrosse, softball, and track and field are waiting for you to sign up. Be sure to register for these sports before it's too late. We hope to see you out on the courts and fields. That's all I have for you today on girls' sports and scores. Back to you, Tegan.
Thank you, Gage and Morgan, and way to go, Jags. Keep up the great work. Up next is Spencer Lilla with the spectacular Jag of the Week.
Today, the person we are going to honor for Jag of the Week is long overdue. We are going to talk about our very own Abby Toe. She is an inspiration to all of us here at WJAG News. In addition to being the captain of the swim team, she studies so often it could be considered a hobby. In the rare moments of free time she manages to get out of that busy schedule, she watches the greatest show ever devised by mankind, The Office. Thank you for being a continued inspiration to all of us here, and enjoy being the Jag of the Week. Back to you, Tori.
Spencer. I think all of us at WJAG can give Abby a warm thank you. Now let's go to Devin Berg and our very own Jag of the Week, Abby Toe, for the top 10.
Thanks, Tori. Here's my top 10 list for the coolest animals. At number 10, the platypus. The platypus is one of the few amphibious mammals in the world. And on top of that, they can use their duck-like bills to sense electric signals in the water to help them move around in murky waters. Number 9, raccoon. You can't tell me why I can't own one of these cute, opposable thumb-having, and intelligent creatures. They're a bundle of love, and you can't tell me any different. Number 8, the toucan. We all know that toucans look beautiful and have a gorgeous beak. But did you know that they can also make barking noises too? Yep, it's true. Some species can make a bark noise as well as a growl too. Number 7, the emu. Emus aren't the prettiest birds you'll ever see, but did you know that in the 1920s, they started a war with Australia? These chaotic birds are one of the largest in Australia. They feed off leaves, fruits, and most importantly, farm crops. The birds ate so much and ruined so many fields that bounties were put on them. However, after just 1 month of hunting, the Aussies gave up and the emus emerged victorious. Number 6, the mantis shrimp. What's not cool about a water creature that can throw one devastating punch? With one punch, they can break bones. The sound alone can shatter glass, and the speed is capable of boiling water. And on top of that, they can also see 6 times as many colors as the human eye. Thank you.
Thanks, Devin. Now here's the top 5. Number 5, the Japanese spider crab. Even though they look absolutely terrifying, the Japanese spider crab is a gentle giant among arthropods. They're also the world's largest arthropod, with a leg span of 12.5 feet on average. Number 4, the goblin shark. The goblin shark is without a doubt the ugliest shark I've ever seen. While this creature won't be winning the beauty pageant, it's definitely a unique and mysterious creature. It has a special extendable jaw that makes them dangerous to deep-sea predators. Number 3, the Komodo dragon. The Komodo dragon is one of the largest lizards on Earth, and also one of the coolest. In addition to being exceedingly cool, the Komodo dragon is incredibly venomous and kills its prey instantly. Number 2, the poison dart frog. This beautiful frog comes in a range of colors such as yellows, blues, reds, etc. However, the poison dart frog is exceedingly toxic, as its name implies. Found in South America, there are over 170 species of poison dart frogs. Lastly, number 1, the blue whale. This gorgeous lone marine creature can be found in oceans all over the world. The blue whale is certainly a unique creature and can weigh up to as many as 30 elephants. Their heart is also the largest in the animal kingdom, weighing up to 400 pounds. Now back to you, anchors.
Thank you, Devin and Abby. I had hoped to see the Jag at the top of the list, but I guess we can always change our name to the Jefferson Blue Whales.
Keep up the great work, Jags, and be sure to tune in next week to watch our final production. Thank you for watching this week's edition of Jaguar News and Views. See you soon.